Hello and welcome to my channel. If you know me, my name's Matt. If you don't know me, my name's still Matt. And this is my channel. This is my documentary or documenting of my journey back to fitness, back to acceptable weight. So showing my weight loss from being middle-aged chap who's overweight to hopefully being a middle-aged chap who's reasonably fit and not overweight. Been a while since my last video. So I think my last video was released on the 6th of December. The reason for the time since my last video is because I had some surgery. So what are we going to discuss tonight? So the last 4 weeks and what's going to happen going forward. 4 weeks ago, or the 8th of December, I had some surgery. I had a hernia in my groin. So what that entailed was that they would cut open my groin. So I've got a 6-7 centimetre scar on my groin, going from left to right in an upward direction, or right to left in an upward direction. So they cut me open, put me to sleep, cut me open, and pushed the hernia back to where it belongs, and put the muscle back together, and then they put a synthetic mesh across the muscle to hold it back together and to hold the hernia in place. And then they put staples on it, staple the skin back together, and then Bob's your uncle. It should all be okay. So we're 4 weeks down the line now since I had it done. It's still painful, more so the scar and the muscle, because the actual hernia is gone, or feels like it's gone, but the area is still tender. Prior to me having the operation, the consultant told me that I needed to stop taking GLP-1 medication. I was taking Wegovy. I was on a reduction, so I was reducing it myself, and I was on 2.5 milligrams. I think it's 2.5 or 0.25 milligrams, the lowest dose anyway, of Wegovy. So I decided that I would just reduce the dose, and they told me I should have stopped it 2 weeks before, but that was not what I did. What I actually did was stopped it the week of the operation. So my last jab was the 12th of December, and that was the lowest jab for Wegovy, which I believe is 0.25 milligrams of Wegovy, or semaglutide. So I haven't had any weight loss injections since that date. So as far as I'm concerned now, today is the, what's the date today? Today is the 6th of January. So we are nearly 4 weeks since the last had a jab. So it's well out of my system now. So with the surgery, I couldn't do any exercise. So the week of the surgery and the 2 weeks after that, I couldn't really do anything. A bit of very light walking, but no exercise at all. Other than that, last week I did some exercise, so not a huge amount, but I did some on the bike. And this week I've started doing some more exercise on the bike, and I've gone back to work. So I was off work for 4 weeks. With the surgery, because I couldn't drive, so couldn't get to work. So yeah, it was uncomfortable, painful, tender, And in the middle of all that, we had Christmas. So how did that affect my weight? So weight-wise, I did weigh myself on the 8th of December because I was weighing myself on a Monday, and that was my lowest weight that I've ever been during this journey, and it was 10 stone and 12 pounds, which is 156 pounds. I'll put the kilo weight up in this corner, and my height to weight ratio was 0.465. So as far as I was concerned, I'd hit my goal weight. 10 stone 12 was fantastic, probably a bit too low really in weight wise, but the plan was that I would go over my goal or go under my goal, so that if I did put any weight on when I stopped, then I had a bit of leeway to flex it back up a little bit. In all honesty, when I started this journey, I expected to get down to about 12 stone or maybe 12 and a half stone. As I've gone through the journey, I felt that 11 and a half stone would be about right. So I was expecting 12 and a half, got through 12 and a half, got to 12, got to 11 and a half, got to 11, and I thought 11 and a half is probably about right. Got to 10 stone 12. Obviously I stopped taking the medication. So how did that affect me, and what happened over Christmas? How did Christmas affect me? So after stopping the medication, the first thing I noticed was not food noise as such, but that I was more hungry. So where previously, if I'd eaten something, I could only eat a very small amount and I'd be full, and I wouldn't tend to get hungry very easily. So we get past lunchtime or past tea time, dinner time, evening meal time, and that's when I'd start getting hungry-ish. Once I stopped taking the medication, I noticed that came back, the hunger. So I was more hungry, or I am more hungry, but I have been continuing to watch what I eat. Obviously Christmas is an indulgent period of time, and I didn't not eat anything I wanted to eat, so I did have some desserts, I did have big Christmas dinner, I did have more carbohydrates over Christmas. So I did eat quite a lot over Christmas, and over the Christmas period, because I was more hungry and I was eating more, I don't drink, so I didn't drink anything, so that's not an issue, but I did eat more cheese, crackers, desserts, Christmas pudding, mince pies. Didn't really, I say I didn't eat any chocolate, I did eat some chocolate. I had some Lindor balls, you know, the truffle balls, but not a huge amount of them. And obviously I was taking painkiller medication because of my operation, so I did need to eat with that, because if you don't eat with that, it's not very good for you. So ultimately, over Christmas, my weight did increase, and over the Christmas period, my weight went up to 11 stone 7. So from 10.12 to 11.7, so that's what, 9 pounds increase, which is quite a lot. But then after Christmas, so over the last week or so, I've gone back to eating less rich food, less food that will be classed as bad food, which we say, eating normal food again, no cakes, no biscuits, no crisps, nothing like that. Back to really watching what I've eating. I'm still hungry, more hungry than I was, but drinking mint tea, protein drinks, that kind of thing is tending to help. So what I will do on probably my next video is I'll go through a week's worth of food, and just look at what I've eaten over a week, step by step, just so you can see what I am eating on a normal week, and then you can see what you think about my food choices. I'm 100% not taking any jabs now, so everything that I eat is controlled by me. Like I say, the hunger has come back. The food noise hasn't. I wouldn't say I've got that food noise. Maybe got a bit more of a sweet tooth, but I've got a plan to attack that. But my weight this week when I weighed myself, so this is back to normal week. Back to work, back to normal. So Monday I weighed myself, this Monday just gone, and my weight was 11 stone 2.5. So that is fantastic. So really, over the 4 weeks from having the operation, my weight's gone up and then gone back down again. So lowest weight was 10 stone 12, highest weight was 11 stone 7, and weight on Monday was 11 2.5, which I think is really good. Obviously my height to weight ratio went up over the Christmas period, and the main reason for that was that I was swollen with the operation, so therefore, although I did measure it, I didn't record it because I didn't feel it was a true representation. When I measured my height to weight ratio this week on Monday, I'm still a little bit swollen, but it is going down now, and it was back down to 0.47. So I think that's acceptable. It's below the 0.5, which is deemed healthy, and above the 0.4, which is deemed healthy. So anywhere between 0.4 and 0.5 is deemed healthy. So 0.47 I think is really good. But I will, on my next video, give you all the facts and figures. I just thought it was important to come on, do an update, let you know that I've stopped taking the jab, let you know that there is life after Mounjaro and Wegovy, and I think that I am under control and I am going to start boosting my fitness now. So I've got a plan to boost my fitness. I've got to go and see the consultant that did my operation next week. So once I've seen the consultant, then I'll have put a plan together as to how I'm going to build my fitness back up. More cycling, more running, more strength training, and I'll let you know what my goals are for this year, and hopefully that my weight will stay reasonably static. I've put my goal down as 11 stone 7 to 11.5 stone, but plus or minus £3. So I think that's realistic, 11.5 stone, plus or minus £3. So that's 11.4 up to 11.11. So that's, I think, is realistic. If anyone thinks otherwise, they can let me know in the comments. Hopefully this week I'll get back onto the bike more. I did go on the bike Monday and I've been on the bike this morning, so that's 2 days this week. Plan to try and get on the bike every day this week if I can, but not too hard because it is uncomfortable and I am back at work, so it's quite pressurised being back at work. And yeah, and food is all back to normal food. So like I said, on my next video I'll go through some facts and figures, numbers for the old weight. I will put some graphs up on the screen of what my weight's done over the last 6 months, because that's how long I've been on the jabs for. And I will also show you my fitness plan going forward. And just let me know what you want on this channel. Let me know what you want, because the whole point of this channel is to show you what I've done, how it's worked, and what works for me. Yes, the jabs have worked. Yes, the jabs have helped me. Hopefully I won't put the weight back on again that I lost, because I am determined to follow a reasonable diet. I'm determined to be as healthy as I possibly can, and I'm determined to be as healthy as I can with the fitness as well. So let's see how we go. Drop us a like, drop us a comment, and let us know what you think. Anything you want me to cover, let me know. Any questions you've got about me coming off the jab, let me know. And I plan to do a video now once every 2 weeks, with possibly some special videos in the middle if I plan to do anything. Like if I've got any challenges that I want to do, then I'll put them on a separate video. But hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's going all right. Healing well from the operation. Christmas was good because I didn't put too much weight on, and the after effects of the jab don't seem to be that bad. So let's hope everything continues well. Like I say, any questions, queries, or anything, let me know. If you give us a like and a follow, that would be fantastic. And I will speak to you all in 2 weeks' time.